FX Nation, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And on this video, guys, we're going to go ahead, we're going to take a look at some of the trade setups from this morning's London session. All right. Before we get into the actual setups, guys, a couple things. Number one is, I'm sure a lot of people were talking about what happened last week in the market with JPY pairs and AUD pairs. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just pull it up real quick and show you. So essentially this is what I'm talking about here. So this move, it's basically happened on all JPY pairs. Same thing. And then also it happened really big on pound AUD. Look at this. This is really nasty. So the real question becomes, guys, what happened? Like, literally, what could have happened to make all of the JPY pairs go down 3,000, 4,000 pips, right? What the hell happened? Well, why don't we listen real quick to what some of the experts think what happened. All right, let's listen to what they have to say real quick.
Tell us a little bit more as to what exactly happened here.
Yes, what a way to start the new year. So thin liquidity, traders have been blaming that in early Asian trade as one of the key reasons why we've seen such fluctuations in currency markets right now. At about 9:30 a.m. Sydney time, traders are saying that there were orders to sell the Australian dollar and the Turkish lira against the yen, and that sort of sparked quite a bit of the volatility and triggered the wild swings. Algorithms then sort of kicked in, and others are also pointing to Apple, the topic of the day, and their lower revenue outlook as some of the key reasons that triggered such a flash crash today.
So is it all about the Apple story and that lower profit outlook that caused this?
Yeah, look, it's definitely on everyone's lips. When you talk to people in markets right now, they're saying that, yes, thin liquidity exacerbated the issue, but it's very likely that Apple is one of the biggest reasons as to why we're seeing this wild swings and people just doing massive crazy trades based on algos.
There are other currencies, surely, who are caught up in all this, weren't there?
Yeah, I mentioned the Turkish lira earlier, and that's definitely one currency that's seen incredible moves this morning. It crashed as much as 10% against the yen, about 8% against the dollar early this morning. To be fair, markets have calmed down a little bit, but definitely one to keep an eye on still as markets roll on.
Dara, kind of give us your 2 pence worth or your 2 yen worth on what happened overnight. Like, a bunch of factors seem to have come together here to provide the opportunity for this flash crash to take place. Like, it looks ostensibly like thin liquidity. What would you add to that?
I think that's a big element of it, but of course when you've got thin liquidity you need, well, what's the catalyst? And as you've talked about through the show this morning, it's been that Apple news, it's been the fear factor around the global trade war, around the China slowdown. That was the catalyst. Now you add to that the thin liquidity, Japanese holiday. But I also think what's interesting is that the reports that Bloomberg has carried that the Japanese retail base, the stops have been triggered there. So in other words, you remember the old Mrs. Watanabe story that long yield, and if they've been scared out of those positions, I mean, that's a significant development. I know it's been amplified by what we've seen in terms of liquidity, but the simple reality is we had a number of catalysts come together for that perfect storm overnight, and it's been, as you've shown, a massive move, particularly against risk-on currencies like the Aussie amongst them.
Is this a problem for proper market functioning? This isn't the first time this has happened. I remember the flash crash that we had in the British pound. There are other examples of this happening in a very similar time slot. People's positions get broken on these kinds of moves.
Yeah, they do. There are big dislocations, but you have to go. It's not like they're happening so frequently, and I think every time we have them, we have a kind of a hand wringing about algorithms and quant trading and all these and how they kind of build on themselves, and then we move on. I mean, I think it dominates the news for a brief period, but as you say, we had the flash crash in sterling, and really we haven't talked about it since until this morning, because we've had an equivalent one in the end. I don't think it's game changing for the markets. It's just a function of thin liquidity largely.
I want to show this what Guy's been describing. I want to show it on a Bloomberg chart. This is a 4 standard deviation move in Aussie yen as well. This is an extraordinary chart. I can honestly say I've never seen it. Just down we go with a huge move, strong yen, weak Australia. Fold that back into your outlier dollar call. It's not a 2014 call, but fold vol back towards the strong dollar call.
Right. Great chart, by the way.
Right?
Great chart.
Did I do okay?
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay, Riley, I did okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things we do agree with the market is that dollar yen, we think, is going to be the exception to our dollar bull story. We think dollar yen gets squeezed.
Fine.
Okay, fine.
But it's still a strong dollar.
Yes, and against currencies like the Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, absolutely that's what you're seeing. Against the Scandinavian currencies, that's where you're going to see it. Look at the rate debate in Australia at the moment. We've gone from when are they going to hike to the market saying, actually, they might have to cut rates. You know, and New Zealand went through a similar kind of transition from a bias to tighten to a neutral bias, and New Zealand dollar just went down. And so Aussies, I think, replicating that. And the flip side to that reassessment is, what are you going to own? You're going to own the dollar.
So yeah, so that's what the experts have to say about it. Now, me personally, you know, I'm the type that'll tell you this is something, again, that is manipulated by the banks. And the fact that we had so many, you know, days off during the holiday where the market was closed and things of that nature, you know, there's a lot of things that go into it. And so I definitely think, again, still that there are other higher powers that be that made this move happen for their own specific reasons. But other than that, guys, let's go into these trade setups for today. So starting off with pound JPY. Pound JPY, we have our Asian session here. And then we ended up getting a nice type 2 setup, where as you can see, it went to the bottom of the Asian range and then came right up. And we got a nice little confirmation with a quarter wood. Okay. So we got a nice little quarter wood here. 1, 2, 3, 4 bars straight. And it gave us a very nice trade. Okay. So about 94 pips or so, depending on where you got out at. Okay. So anywhere from, I would say 70 pips or 95 pips or so, depending on where you got out at 1 or 2. So not a bad trade there on pound JPY. And again, a clear setup. A clear setup. I can't stress that enough. Because if the setup isn't clear, then we don't take it. All right, pound USD. So on pound USD, here we have a nice little tight Asian range. And we ended up getting, first of all, we ended up getting one trade here at the beginning, which was a sell, right here. Right? So we got a nice star pattern, nice star formation here. Okay, so that's our nice star formation, right? So what would you do? You would enter here, right? Your stop loss would have been somewhere up here, and then your target would have been down here for Mayo. Okay, and that would have given you about 46 pips or so, depending on, you know, your exact entry, right? So that was the initial plan. And a couple things I want you guys to notice is that we are already at a high, right, from last week, right? If you look, okay, this is last week's high. So we're in that area, in that zone of last week's high. So it's not, you know, inconsumable probable that, hey, we could drop down the Mayo, right? possible, very good possibility we could do that because we're already at the high. Well, in this case, here's what happened. Okay, got into the trade, and then as soon as we got into the trade, I would say about maybe 10 pips or so. Yeah, right about 10 pips. Once we're in profit, we noticed that we had a nice second leg. Somebody else mentioned that we had a second leg possible formation on here. So, you know what we did was we went ahead, and when we saw this forming here, right, and I'm talking about this right here, right, that's what I'm talking about. When we saw this forming, we went ahead and removed our stop loss to our entry. Okay, so the plan was basically, if we get taken out, we get taken out, and that's fine, but most importantly, we get taken out with no loss, right? So we didn't lose anything on the trade. But at the same time, if this is a W that we're forming, we want to get into this trade as well. So we move our stop loss to break even, and then what we did was we went ahead and we put in an entry, or what we call a buy stop here. Okay, and then our new stop loss for that order was 5 to 10 pips below the low, which was right at 27 150, so about right here. Okay, so we went ahead and we got out of the trade. It took us out. Okay, we broke even on that trade, no loss, so we didn't lose anything on that trade, but immediately put us into a buy order to do the W instead. Okay, and so this is a good example of sometimes when you see something happening like this, like a star formation, right? You have to be open-minded to what the market is actually giving you. Okay, because if the market is not giving you what you thought it was going to give you, then there's something else that's going on. And that's hugely important, that you need to open your mind to and not be so one-sided biased to either being a buyer or seller. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, that there will be times where you'll see something so perfect, you know, look at this, type 2 setup here right at the Asian high. We get a nice star formation and we move down in the profit, but then it moves against us, right? And so you just have to be aware of the fact that there are other possibilities that can happen. Okay, you just can't be closed-minded to one thing happening all the time. Okay, so this was a good learning lesson for us this morning, as to just a reminder of, hey, you know what, we may see the perfect setup here, but it doesn't always go in the direction that we want to, and another pattern will arise to help us do that. And but granted, if we didn't get this W pattern here, and we still, you know, and the price still moved up, so let's say instead of doing that all the way down, you know, to match this, right, so we could get the W formation, let's say if it went to here and then did that, well, that's not really a W, right? And essentially we would have been taken out of that trade, and that's fine. We would have been taken out of the trade. So what? It's one trade, you know? But so these are the things that you have to look at, and as a trader all the time. And this is why you guys need to make sure that you're doing the back testing on TradingView. So if you go to TradingView, and you need to make sure that you have the paid version of TradingView to do the replay feature. But for, I think it's $10, $15 a month or something like that, for you to pay for it for 1 month and do some back testing for that month on these pairs and get the data. I mean, it's invaluable. That I think that it's something that you should do. Okay, I'll have all the links in the description, by the way, for all this stuff, for the TradingView and everything else. So you can find it in the description of the video here. But yeah, so very important, guys, to do the back testing, because you'll see stuff like this, and the better that you see stuff like this, the more keen your eye is to openly seeing it happen in the real market. Okay, so anyway, so that was a good decent trade here for us. We ended up, it's like 40 pips that we ended up getting off of that one, when we thought initially we were going to get 40 pips going down. Okay, so that was that. And then the other one was Euro JPY, and Euro JPY gave us a very nice, beautiful trading out of the edge setup here. As you can see, here's our Asian box here, and then the first leg happened during Asian session, and the second leg literally happened right after the Asian session. So right at 2:15, we ended up getting a nice little railroad track here, second leg formation, and boom. So this trade here, a good 113 pips, depending on where you got in it or out of. But regardless, you could have taken it here and still got your 45 pips or so. So definitely an awesome trade on Euro JPY. And again, just very simple, clean, nice setup. And that is the only thing that matters to us, is the setup. Is it nice and clean? Is it visible? Is it clear? Is it obvious? Because if it's not, then we don't trade it. Okay, so let me know in the comments, guys, if you got any of these setups, or if you caught or traded any of these setups. Couple of quick updates is we have a chat. We've always had a chat on Facebook Messenger, and if you're not part of that chat, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description for that Facebook group chat, and I'll also leave it in the on the Facebook group as well. I'll put all the links on there also, but yeah, it'd be if you guys like having some kind of constant communication with other traders and stuff like that, definitely joining that Facebook group chat will definitely help you guys a lot. So I'll put the link in the description so you can join, add yourself to the group whenever you like. So definitely take advantage of that, guys. Like I said, everything's for free, so no biggie there. All right. Another thing is our website is up and running. So fxntrading.com is now back open live. So you guys can now go to the website. Also, I have created a free membership to FXN Trading. You can sign up on the website. Again, the links will be in the description. So free membership to FXN Trading. You will get access to all of the videos for Market Maker Method, all of the videos for Trading Psychology, all of the videos for ForexU. Also, you'll have access to over 20 to 30 Forex books, PDF files for ForexU. So if you're interested in learning about Fibonacci, about support and resistance in more detail, if you're interested about learning about harmonic patterns and things of that nature, just other things that are out there in Forex, in the ForexU PDF files, all those are there. So everything you could possibly ever want to know about trading Forex, other strategies, everything, it's all there in those files. So it's up to you, to go ahead and look at them and learn from them and things of that nature. Okay. So you have everything that you could ever need to be successful in those PDF files. Also, you'll have access to a trading journal, and then also a trading plan that is also hugely important for you to write down a trading plan. Okay, so all that is all for free. Okay, just go to fxntrading.com. Again, I'll leave a link in the description of this video so you can use it, and just sign up for the free membership, guys. Okay, it's free. There's no agenda, nothing. It's free. Okay, for those of you that have asked me about mentoring, about one-on-one sessions, things of that nature. Okay, that is also live on the website as well. So I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. So for those that are interested in mentoring, okay, there'll be a link in the description for that as well. All right. Now, mentoring is a paid service because it is taking my time to sit down with you on a one-on-one basis and go ahead and show you stuff, show you how to trade on a one-on-one basis. Okay. So that is a paid service. Okay. So if you want that, again, link will be in the description for that as well. If anybody just wants to book a one-on-one session with me for a 2-hour period, a 2-hour time slot, that option also is there as well. If you click on book an appointment on the website, you can click a one-on-one session, and you can pay per session if you want to on there as well. Each session will be 2 hours long. Okay. All right, guys. Until next time, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment below, guys. Let me know what you think about these setups. Let me know also what you think of the website and the sign up page if you have any problems. All right. Thank you so much and have a great day. Guys, one last thing. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate the fact that you take the time to watch my videos. I really hope that I've added value in each of the videos that I make for you guys, and I hope that you're learning something. As always, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please like and share the videos if you found value in them. And also, don't forget to visit our website at www.fxntradinggroup.com. Once again, guys, thank you so much. I'm truly blessed.